There will be some schemes that are well funded. They're in that fortunate position. But how do they position themselves to make the most of it so they can meet the requirements of paying member benefits?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, our research showed that those schemes that are better funded have a greater chance of meeting member promises, funding level being a primary determinant of the chance of achieving that. What we showed was that for schemes that are better funded, they can typically look at using credit, corporate bonds or credit strategies. And by employing those kind of strategies alongside LDI and liability hedging, they can materially increase their chance of meeting member promises. And in some cases, we think they can increase their chance of meeting member promises by as much as about 15%.
And how should they go about trying to achieve self-sufficiency? How should they start that journey?
Well, I guess one of the key considerations is to make sure that they know what the end point of any journey is going to be. So coming up with what their own definition of self-sufficiency is going to be in terms of how much money that means, what degree of certainty that means, and what sort of asset allocation that means. Because once they have that information, once they have that end point, then they can start building a flight path to actually reach that asset allocation.
What about those less fortunate schemes, those that are that bit further away? What's in it for them? What should they be doing now?
Well, schemes with slightly lower funding levels, clearly a big focus for them will be trying to make sure their funding position doesn't deteriorate from where it is today, so focusing on LDI and liability strategies to make sure they don't increase the funding gap. But then clearly with the rest of their assets, it's about how they can generate growth, and in particular generate growth with the right amount of risk. So focusing on risk-adjusted returns is a really important outcome for those schemes, as well as obviously trying to secure the most contributions from the sponsor that's appropriate in order to increase their funding level.